Good afternoon, everybody. I hope everybody's Saturday is off to a good start, even though it's been so rainy, right? But let me get into it, okay? Y'all know me. I wasn't planning on getting on here today, but it was so dreary. I just figured, like, what the heck, let me get on here and share a story about what happened to me on Wednesday night, right? And this is a true story. Like some stories, I tell you if they true or if they not. But this is one of those true stories, right? Okay, let me just say this. For those of you who may not know me, all of my life I loved water, right? I tend to not drink anything but water. If you see me with a soda or juice or something like that in my hand, it's rare. And if you do see me with it, 9 times out of 10, it's mixed with water, right? Even my kids used to be like, ew, man, that's nasty. But that's my version of my half and half. And at the end of the day, it's whatever, because that's my version, because that's just me, right? Okay, so anyway, seeing all this rain today inspired me to share this story with y'all, right? Okay, but before I start there, let me say this. Back in the day as kids, our parents would tell us, not to drink too much water too late before going to bed, right? So by the time you get to be older, you would think we would know better, right? Yeah, right. Well, you would think we would know better, but wrong. Y'all know sometimes we all have them nights when we do it anyway, right? So by now, y'all probably have guessed that I decided to do just that. Now, I can tell y'all that it seemed like, I was up and down all that night, right? I had to get up probably about 20 times. It felt like 20 times that night going back and forth to the bathroom, right? So much so that it got to the point that I had definitely learned my lesson from what our parents told us back in the day. Well, in my eyes, anyway, I had learned my lesson. So when I finally had settled down real good in my bed, it was pretty much a done deal, right? I got in my bed, I'm like, that's it. I ain't getting up no more, right? And I got settled. Like I thought I was all done with it, right? And it was definitely one of those finally moments. Like finally, I'm laying down, I'm getting my rest. So I went into this little deep nod, right? When you first fall asleep and stuff like that. Then out of the blue, suddenly I'm hearing um you know, like the thriller beat. Michael Jackson video, the thriller beat that comes in after all that hollering and screaming go on, right? So I'm like, what in the dawn of the dead Sam hell is going on here, right? Because now not only am I hearing this, but now it's like I'm actually watching the whole video play out, right? But I'm smiling to myself like, go ahead, Mike, now try to get some sleep, right? Because y'all know those moments you don't care if two fighters from the Thriller in Manila come up in there swinging. Somebody get knocked out. We used to laugh a long time ago because my mother used to tell us, go wake up my oldest sister, and she's pregnant or all, she wake up swinging on you, right? Throwing haymakers, right? Eyes still closed, but throwing them haymakers on you. She ain't like nobody waking her up out her sleep, right? So anyway, I told y'all, I'm like, go ahead, Mike, right? And you would think that that would be enough, right? Wrong. Here he go. He's singing, right? It's close to midnight and something's evil lurking in the dark. Now, you know me, I start laughing a little bit, right? Because I'm saying to myself, yep, and whatever lurking in the dark will stay in the dark too, because I don't care what's going on. I'm not budging, right? I don't care. And I'm in the dark in my room, right? So, then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, what the heck, I recently just did a little thing that included Prince talking about his song 1999. So I'm like, shoot, maybe it's just Mike's turn, right? So I'm like, okay, you better be lucky, Mike. I like Mike, right? So I'm like, go on and do your thing, right? So, because he wasn't going nowhere anyway. And it's just funny because the music seemed like it even got louder, right? Just playing even louder. So at that point, I'm like, oh, well, if I can't beat him, I might as well join him, right? So in my mind, I'm right there with Mike. I mean, I'm hunching my shoulders up and down, everything, doing my dance, right? I'm dancing with Mike, right? And soon after the video finally ends, right? Y'all know the part where he turns around and he faces the screen and he still got them crazy eyes, right? Which he looks back to let everybody know that the girl wasn't dreaming at all. The girl he had took on the date, she wasn't dreaming at all. But yet, when he woke her up, he gave her the illusion that it was all just a dream, when in reality, everything she saw was really happening, right? So I said to myself, after opening my eyes and sitting up on the side of my bed, I'm like, wait a minute. And realizing that I had to go to the bathroom for one final time, I'm like, wait a minute. I said, you know what? I'm like, that ain't nothing but the damn narcissist, right? And y'all know, to tell y'all the truth, I wasn't even going to do nothing else or focus on the narcissist for at least another couple of weeks. But, I guess something figured that I needed to throw another one in there, right? So, okay, here go y'all message for the day, right? Y'all know that anybody can acquire narcissistic tendencies, right? Especially if you have been connected to someone for some time that could have been a narcissist. And in those cases, we can possibly be helped or healed. So we will call them short-term narcissistic effects, right? And y'all, I have to admit, I've always been one of them type of people who like to believe that all things are possible through our God, Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, right? But we all know most narcissists are, a lot of times in most cases, simply hurt children who now reside in adult bodies. Now, that don't mean children can't be narcissists too. And those moments is when I'm addressing that we need to try to grab a hold of them and change it, right? And get them some help, right? Before it gets too far. Okay, basically, like I said, it winds up being hurt children trapped in adult bodies who have never was given the proper tools early on prior to becoming an adult to heal. It's almost as if somehow, it gets to the point of no return. And we can even reflect back on the video environment, because it's almost as if the child has been encased within an adult's body, right? So because of this, when it gets to that point, I'm sad to say, very few of them will ever change. So y'all, go watch that video, right? And I had to share this with y'all because y'all my people, right? And I love y'all. But I just want y'all to pay attention to things like that and be careful out here, right? Pay attention when y'all on these dates and everything. He was the sweetest guy ever in the beginning. Watch that video and relate that and look at it from a narcissistic standpoint, right? And y'all understand, I can't go into too much detail because I'm a burnout. My thing already cut me off twice, so it's like my second time actually doing this video. But I love y'all. Have a blessed Saturday, and go listen to Mike, right? All right, bye, guys. But I'll talk to y'all later, okay? Have a good one. Bye-bye.